Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with Fonearena.com, and this is the brand new Microsoft Surface 3 that we've just got here. So this is the latest Surface tablet from Microsoft, and this is the first shift from RT to full-blown Windows for the Surface range. The Surface Pro was always full-blown Windows, but this is the first time the Surface 3 is running full Windows, and that's thanks to the Intel Atom X7 processor that's powering this tablet. This is the first ever tablet that runs on the X7 processor, the model number being 8700. It's got a 1.6 GHz quad core unit that can go up to 2.1 GHz in turbo, and it is powering this full Windows experience on the Surface 3. We've got the $599 128GB version with 4 GB of RAM, so let's dive into the unboxing right away and see what the Surface 3 is like and what the box contents are. So let's go ahead. Let's open the box right away. The Surface comes in a typical box and just lights out like that. And you can see over at the back we have got the 128GB version, 4 GB of Go RAM. Let me focus on that a bit more. So yeah, that's the 128GB version. And it includes Windows 8.1, Office 365 Personal 1 year subscription for one user, has support for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So that's about it for the box highlights. Now let's focus on the tablet itself. This is the brand new Surface 3 that has a very similar color scheme to the Surface 2. The Surface 2 was something which we had bought with LTE support, but there are quite a few changes here that separate it from the other Surface devices. First up is the change in the aspect ratio of the screen. So the 10.8-inch screen here has a 3:2 aspect ratio, just like the Surface Pro 3. So this is more like an affordable Surface Pro 3. And because of the aspect ratio, the resolution is also different at 1920 by 1280. So that's 200 pixels extra in the vertical. So that is the pretty good decent form factor of the Surface 3. As you can see, it's not awkward in portrait anymore. It just feels like an A4 sheet of paper or something like that. It's got a 3.5 megapixel front facing camera, and there is a microphone, and also it is pretty thin. This is one of the thinnest Surface tablets. That's what Microsoft claims. It's 8.7 millimeters thick and is weighing about 622 grams. That's higher than the iPad Air 2, but this is a full-blown Windows PC, so that's something we need to take into account. So let's have a quick walkthrough of the hardware here. Now over to the right, you have all the important ports, and so you got the 3.5mm memory jack. That's the micro USB charging port. Yes, they have gotten rid of the proprietary port for micro USB, which will now charge the Surface 3. That's pretty great because you can use the mobile phone charger for this. And also you've got two ports here. This is the USB 3.0 port, and this is the mini display port. And moving over to the top, you've got nothing, just the dual tone plastic strip here, and this is the power button and the volume rocker. Now you also will notice the change in the logo here. This is not the Windows logo, but kind of like the Microsoft Store logo, probably the new Surface logo. And the other things here over at the left, you have nothing but obviously the kickstand. The kickstand is also just two-stage. It's not like the Surface Pro 3 in which you could, modify it in multiple angles, but this is definitely it. And you can see the new branding also in there. This is the same color as the Surface 2 though. That's something that is staying the same. And this is obviously the cover port that you can connect the covers with. Now this is the just the tablet version. It's not coming with the Surface cover, the type cover or the touch cover. Touch covers are not included anymore, just the type covers. But we have the first generation touch cover, which might work, we are not sure, but it definitely sticks, and you can see that it kind of fits. I mean, it's not exactly the same. You have the different form factor. That was a 16 by 9, so you can see the difference here, but it might just work. We will power it on and see, but until then, let's take a look at the box contents. We'll just power it on and do the rest of the stuff. screen is powering on now, so let's keep it aside. Now these are the box contents that you get. Of course, you've got the booklet that explains everything, and then you've got this box that has the micro USB charger and more. So let's see what else. So this is the long micro USB charger which is connecting to this plug here, the US plug. Pretty decent. And that's about it. You have nothing else in the box. Let's see if there is something underneath. I'm sure there won't be any. No, it's just empty. So all you get inside the box is the user guide and this micro USB charging cable. That's about it. So anyway, let's get back to the tablet now and see if any of our covers work. So let me pop the kickstand open. That's the basic angle and this is the second angle. And this is the touch cover. So let's see if it works. Well, it does. So the touch cover, the first generation touch cover, does work on the Surface 3. So if you have one spare and if you don't want to buy a touch cover for extra money, then you can probably use this. It's not the best solution. As you can see, it doesn't cover the entire display and it doesn't switch the screen off if used. So usually that happens in the old Surface, but that doesn't happen. But it indeed works, which is good. And if you have something lying around, then it will obviously be better. But we also have the Surface Pro 3's type cover. Now that's a 12-inch device, so the cover will be too large for this, too large. As you can see, it is bigger than the tablet, but it has the same magnetic mechanism, and even this just works. Wait, the magnetic mechanism doesn't work. Well, that's what you have to deal with. You can also connect a USB keyboard and mouse if you have wireless keyboard or anything, but still it works. All the cover accessories have the same ports and they work, but obviously not ideal. So let's remove that and take a look at the tablet itself. It's pretty light, the tablet. It's not really heavy and it's quite reflective, but you can see that the contrast is pretty good. So let me select the language and just go ahead with the settings and get back to you with the full Windows experience. While the setup is going on, I just want to touch on a few things regarding the display. The display feels great, not just to look but to touch too. The touch screen is super smooth and there seems to be a coating of some sort that is preventing a lot of fingerprints. That's really welcome. You can see some of the smudges here, but they don't really appear on the display when actually viewing it. And the device is also pretty light, not bad. 622 grams. I thought it would be pretty heavy, but it's evenly spread and it looks pretty good. And this is the display in full action, colorful action, and that's how it looks in portrait. It's not so bad in portrait. And finally, something that's working both in portrait and landscape. We really like that aspect in the Surface Pro 3, and it's great that it's come to the Surface range with full-blown windows, of course, which we will verify here. So let's go into system, and that's the full information regarding the tablet. The display is actually quite bright. Let me reduce that. So there you go. It's running on the Intel Atom X7 8700 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64-bit operating system, and yeah, that's about it. That's the full Windows 8 powered Surface 3. You will be able to install Windows 10 on this. Obviously, it will be a free upgrade for all devices running Windows 7 and Windows 8. And yeah, that's about it. When it comes to hardware, the one thing that I failed to mention is the 8 megapixel camera at the back. This is an upgrade over the 5 megapixel one on the Surface Pro 3, and it shouldn't be great for tablet photography as such, but should be pretty good for video conferencing. That's the main use case that people derive from at least this tablet. But anyway, let's open it and see what it's like. That's the back camera in action, and I'm gonna just take a quick shot. There you go. That's the full photo. You can actually pick the photo, and this is pretty much the same as the Windows 8 camera app that's been there for a long time. So I'm gonna just go over and take a look at the detail here. Not too bad. For a tablet camera, this is pretty good. And yes, if you want to flaunt and take photos with this, you can obviously do. But yes, that is a quick look at the Microsoft Surface 3 running on the Intel Atom X7 processor 8700. It's a pretty good processor. You can see that it's performing really well. Really good fast multitasking. And the 128GB version comes with 94GB of free space. Not too bad. And yeah, that's about it. That concludes our video of the Surface 3. Do hit a like button if you like this and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already for more videos like these. And thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comment section below.